You're listening to Grant's Rants. Subscribe and spread the word. There are a lot more rants to come. Listen anytime on all major podcasting platforms. And now, back to the show.
And we're back on the podcast. I'm joined by Evan Real, and it's time to talk about Free Britney. I have to say, we were like, I don't know, I feel like we were some of the early adapters of this movement. I mean, you were talking about it before a lot of other people with check marks were talking about it.
I would talk about it to anyone who would listen, because when that episode of the Britney's Gram podcast came out with the whistleblower, the alleged paralegal who kind of lifted the veil on all this crazy Britney stuff, I mean, it just shook me to my core. It was so absolutely insane. And just as more information came out, I couldn't believe it. But I think that the turning point for me, and I think for everyone else, was this summer when she spoke out in court and said things like, I can't even remove my IUD. Like, that bothered me so much. It still bothers me so much. That was the one part. I don't know if that impacted everyone the same way, or if that's the one like hang up they had about the whole thing, but that is the one part that really disturbed me, was the IUD thing. But I cannot, it's so crazy. I feel like with Free Britney, it's been 2 years for people like me and you. But I feel like for like the majority of the world, they just kind of became attuned to it back in February when the first documentary came out. And then from February until now, November, that time feels like I blinked and she was free, which is amazing. I just can't believe we're here. It still feels so unreal.
Well, yeah, she was able to hire her new lawyer in July, and here we are at November, and the father's gone. The business managers have run and hid and taken cover, and like it's like to those who have like caught up. It's like, it seems quite quick, but I mean, even us, I mean, like, I remember my mom, I was asking me like 3 years ago, like, how's Britney doing? And I was like, she seems to be doing pretty good. Like, I didn't really know. So we feel like it's been a long road. Can you imagine for her? So like, it's just,
I know.
It's been really, she lost so many years of her life. Now they're saying 14, so it's just a horrible thing all around. But yeah, I just want to say again, like you mentioned that IUD thing, and that like I needed a moment after that. I was out at a rally in public, and we had read the tweet. This was before the audio was released. And so I was still like half and half, because I was like, I need to hear this before I believe it. But seeing that in writing was, even if it wasn't true, it was just a lot to like imagine, a desperate plea like that. So, but I believe, I always say for those people who, if Britney, let's just say, which I don't believe she did, if she made up half of it, it's still too much. So,
right, exactly. Even like 10% of it would be too much. It's absolutely insane. And like you said, she's never going to get those years of her life back. And that part is devastating to me, but I'm so glad it's finally over. Weren't you at the Washington Square Park party?
I was, yeah.
On Friday. How was that? Was it fun?
It was fun. Yeah, all weird amounts of people go to this thing. I mean, including myself. I lump myself into that group of weirdos. But you never know who's like gonna come to this thing. But a lot of people honestly go for her, but also that you've got a lot of activists. Washington Square Park attracts a lot of people, and people are upset about this, and they're learning and educating themselves about conservatorship abuse, and there's a lot to it. I'll just plug this on the podcast. I did do an interview for Talk Radio UK, and, kind of spread the good news over there. And I'm grateful to them for asking me my point of view. I went to the very first rally. I always say this constantly, but I went to the very first rally in LA when there were like 12 of us. And now I'm looking at the LA rally, and there's like 1,000 people. So it would have been great to have been there, but I don't know. The one thing I will say is that there are a lot of people who have caught on since these documentaries have started to air, especially YouTubers. I'm just seeing too much cashing in. And I've said this on the podcast, there's a lot of cashing in on Britney's freedom. And I'm not for it, not into it. They've become little online celebrities, go-to people, and it's just a little much.
Yeah, I agree. It's weird. It's like, it's kind of like a catch-22, because it's like, we want to spread the good word, but then some of it does feel exploitative. I don't know. It's weird. Whatever happened, I guess I wouldn't change a thing. Who spoke out about it, who didn't speak out about it, whatever, because we finally got here. She's free. The one person that I kind of have a little bit of an issue with is little Miss Lady Gaga. Loves to talk about it now. Loves to talk about Britney's freedom now. She was talking. She's promoting this Gucci movie. She's on the red carpet talking about it, but she didn't say during the 2 years where it really mattered. And Beyonce didn't, Katy Perry didn't. There were a lot of people who didn't, but I felt like Gaga and Britney always had a special connection that would have behooved Lady Gaga to speak out. Lady Gaga is someone who is known for being an activist, for speaking up for what's right, for championing the underdog, especially women, the LGBTQ community, someone, who has been marginalized. Britney Spears has been marginalized in her own Woodland Hills mansion for the past decade plus. And I just thought that she should have said something. She could have said something. And it's weird that all of a sudden she's talking about it. It's I don't know. It kind of makes me forgive her a little bit. Okay, I'm glad you're saying something now, but it's Alexa, play Too Little Too Late by JoJo, because this was, I don't know. How do you feel about the Gaga of it all?
You're putting it very professionally and nice and how you're putting it together, because I get so pissed with this one, because she will do anything to get, and this is my point of view.
Yeah.
And look, let me just say at the top, I don't know everything. I don't know who introduced Rosengart to Britney. It's now come out there could be managers and a social media campaign person that has helped with this. I was of the mindset, I said in the back of my mind, maybe Gaga did make this introduction. There's a connection through Sam, blah, blah, blah. So I wanted to just be open-minded, the fact that maybe she didn't want the fanfare. Maybe she didn't need to make this public, and she was going to help where it really actually made a difference. However, no, I'm not giving her any credit, because this is someone, like you said, and I will say it much more not as eloquently as you said it. This is someone who will show up to the opening of an envelope if she can win an award, get recognition. She has become a figure. And it's just, I don't believe she is who she was in the beginning. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying what she's selling. I'm not interested in the music anymore, which I know is controversial. But I'm really pissed at her for this, because this was something that all she had to do was use a friggin' hashtag, or say, you know what? I hope that my colleague in this business is doing well. I have my own relationship with her, or just showing some support. And the same could go for Britney's family, by the way. They could have shown a little bit of support, at least hoping that their sister, their daughter, was in a good place at least. But there's a lot of this. So for Gaga to be on that list of, like you said, Beyonce, where are these people who have a lot of power and influence? I think it's really gross. I think it's terrible. I mean, again, this one, she's so politically active, Gaga, and I just feel like it's all self-serving for her to step up at the end of the year and collect some type of an award for recognition. And I just saw this interview she gave when she was promoting the movie. Yes, that friggin' movie. And I just want to be like, shut up, Stephanie. Just, now when it's all said and done, it's just really ugly to me. So that's my rant on her. And I know it's really unpopular and people love her, and I'm sure she's done a lot of good things for other people, but I don't know. The situation with that dog walker was another questionable circumstance. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not here to ruin her character. I'm just here to say, if you look up to Britney the way that you claim you did.
You say you do, yeah.
Yeah, you could have at least used the hashtag when it was right and just to bring attention to it. Just, you're going to walk the walk and talk the talk, lady.
I agree. One thing that I will point out, which I thought was really weird, and so it might, I don't know, support your theory that Gaga was working behind the scenes in some way, is that Britney recently unfollowed a bunch of people on Instagram. She followed the same people back, but one of the new follows that she gave was to Gaga, which is interesting because she's never followed Lady Gaga in the past. So I don't know if Britney caught wind of the House of Gucci interviews and was like, oh, that's sweet, and decided to give her a follow, or if there's something deeper there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope that something comes out to make me like Gaga again, because right now I just don't.
I know. And I'm probably more angry at Gaga than Britney is. You know what I mean?
I know, she's such a sweet girl.
Yeah, I mean, Britney probably like, doesn't even, she's not keeping a tally in a list like we are, you know what I mean? Or maybe she is, but I mean, I don't think it's gonna make much of a difference at this point. But I notice and will remember, and of course, for those who are really in the weeds, there is a connection, I guess we could say a loose connection to the business manager, Luke Taylor, to Gaga. So there's an interest there, similar to the Kardashians. So there's an interest there, and that makes me just like them even more, because now it really is just about protecting your money. And it's like, these people have enough money that to the point where they can risk it using a hashtag. I mean, freaking Miley had the same manager, and she screamed it out in like dozens of concerts.
Totally. And she has since left that same management company. So good on Miley. Miley was like the number one celeb supporter throughout all of this. And for that, I'm so grateful. Cher was also a big supporter. Who else? There was Ariana said a few things.
Tinashe was out there a while.
Tinashe, yeah. But it sucks to think people like Lady Gaga, especially Katy Perry, Beyonce, all didn't say anything. It was nice when Christina Aguilera said something I really appreciated.
That was really nice. Yeah.
That was her whole. I mean, she shared a very lengthy statement, and I was very touched by that whole thing. Although I wonder, Christina hasn't said anything since Britney has been freed. And I think there's that whole birthday video drama. Do you remember that? Were you paying attention to that?
No.
So
what did I miss?
Oh my God, it was so good. But I mean, like entertaining. So Christina Aguilera joined the like Hallmark does these video like birthday things with different celebrities. Like they do a whole Donny Osmond thing where it's like this birthday song. And basically you can choose any name and he'll like sing the name somehow. So it's like a personalized birthday video message from Donny Osmond. And now Christina Aguilera has joined that whole crew. I think Dolly Parton also does them too. So Christina Aguilera was promoting her new holiday greeting videos or birthday greeting videos. And the example name that she promoted was Jamie. So she sings her whole like Christina Aguilera happy birthday song, and then she's like, happy birthday, Jamie. I think it was unintentional. I think someone should have put it together before we released the video. I do think it was unintentional. I think that they chose Jamie because it's like a gender fluid, sexually ambiguous name. It works for boys and girls, everyone. So I think that's why they chose the name Jamie. But it's interesting that you're saying we don't know if Britney keeps tabs. I think she keeps a few tabs because the very same day or the very next day, Britney posted this like very sexy dance video where she's wearing lingerie and she's like touching herself. And her caption was, happy birthday, Fausto. Fausto Aguilera is the name of Christina's father. And as we all know, he was a bad guy. He was emotionally and physically abusive, as Christina Aguilera has said in the past. So he's equally as horrid as Jamie Spears. So that was Britney hitting back at Christina.
Okay.
Sure. There's no question.
Because I had Googled Fausto and was like, who is this? And I was
That's who it was.
Now I am learning because I was like, I don't know what Britney's doing at this point. Like, I just hope the judge is not watching the gram. But I mean, that was my focus at the time. Okay. So yeah, Britney's watching. She is watching that because there's a lot of that. For those who don't follow the Instagram closely, deep in the comments, not even the comments, the description, there's a lot of things and details.
A lot of little Easter eggs.
Yes, Britney is no fool.
Hidden messages.
Yeah, she is no fool. And so now that she's unleashed, one thing I just got to say to wrap up this topic is I fully expect Britney to make many mistakes. I hope that the press doesn't get a lot of clicks on this. She's going to, because she never had a chance to be an adult. She's been isolated and gaslit for over a decade. So expect there to be some messy stuff happening. It's just going to be the truth. And I'm not going to judge her for it, but I know everybody else will.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully in like this new climate, like 20 years later, people will be kinder. I hope. At least a little bit kinder.
Yeah. You must remember the cover Bimbo Summit of Britney.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Lindsay.
Totally. I mean, that whole era, I think, is kind of what, I mean, incidentally inspired me to pursue a career in journalism, because I was just eating everything up. I would read everything. And it's funny, I think that the media coverage was so like, at the time it was like very like misogynistic and anti-woman. I mean, slapping these women on the cover and then the headline Bimbo Summit, that is horrific. But me, as a young closeted kid in North Carolina, I was like, let me be one of these bimbos. I love them. They were my idols. They were my heroes. They did whatever the fuck they wanted.
Yep.
And
they ran the city of LA.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And I loved that about them. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the headline is trash, but I think we can reclaim it. I hope that they have another bimbo summit. I know that Paris and Britney are still friendly. I don't think Paris and Lindsay are friendly.
Wow.
But it'd be nice to get the three girls back together for another summit.
Well, if you remember the original time, I mean, Elliot Mintz was walking with Lindsay out of the hotel. So if we can get him somehow,
yeah, Elliot, where are you at?
Yeah, get him on the phone and just get Lindsay to show up. If we can coordinate times, it's only 3.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love that. Like, that would be legendary. To me, I think pop culture peaked in 2007, and that was just the pinnacle of it all. And I don't feel like I knew it at the time, but I've said this a million times on the podcast. It never got any better. I chronicled the entire 2006 infamous night, all the details, the photographers and all this on episode 138 of this podcast. If anyone wants to dig deeper into that, check out Rants 138. I loved digging into that.
Oh, I bet. I need to check that out myself.
Those are my final thoughts, really. Just, again, the conservatorship person and the estate are done and over with. But, Rosengard's still working. There's a lot of things they have to do. You've got the management company and her father not responding to depositions and subpoenas and requests. So it's still a mess. But hopefully she's
it will be
in a safer
for a little
place.
bit.
And I hope they make it really messy and inconvenient for those people.
Yes, exactly. I hope they all get what they deserve.
Yeah. So what else can we talk about here? Lastly, why don't we get into just quick top line thoughts of this being the Ricardos trailer. I have an opinion about this, but I want to get yours. What do you think?
Okay, so here's the thing. The way I feel about Britney Spears is the way my boyfriend's mother feels about Lucille Ball. She is her idol, her queen, her everything. She has a whole shrine to Lucy in her house. It's so amazing. So we're like a Lucy family. And if it were up to my boyfriend's mom, this job would have gone to Debra Messing. And I think that like everyone kind of agrees with that. However, what I will say, because Aaron Sorkin, who's directing this, he defended it saying like, look, it's not about how they look. It's not about how they talk. It's just about getting the feeling, getting the vibe, whatever. He's defended it how he needed to defend it, to get rid of all the social media chatter, help himself sleep at night. But I'm excited to see Nicole Kidman debut some sort of new wig, because her wigs always become another character. So I think this will give us an opportunity to see a new wig, maybe even a few. And I can't wait to meet her. I can't wait to meet them, Nicole's new Lucy wig. But that's the only thing I'm excited about.
The wigs.
Seeing the wigs. So I guess there's my opinion. I'm excited for the wigs.
Yeah. I mean, I had a very similar opinion, and I'm a fan of what the hell, Nicole Kidman. I really love her work.
Yeah.
So as I forget her name, but I'm really a fan of hers. But yeah, I don't know. I looked at this and I was just like, yeah, this was a missed opportunity. Debra Messing, an American actress playing an American role, it just made a little bit more sense to me. However, again, it is a drama. Not saying that Debra can't play drama, but the way she portrayed Lucille Ball in the past was in a comedic way on Will and Grace.
Right.
So
That's
I
a
can
good
see
point.
but I do think it's a missed opportunity, and I'm a fan of both. So usually, like when we were talking about Kristen Stewart playing Diana, like that is like an absolute disaster in my opinion. I had a very strong opinion about that because I can't stand her. But this I like both, so I don't really I don't wish for anyone to be unemployed in this situation.
Right. Maybe there's I feel like when these projects come out, there's always a twin project that comes out around the same time, or maybe a little bit after. So maybe there's another project in the works with Debra Messing as Lucy that we don't know about. Maybe a funnier take on Lucy's life. I don't know. I just hope that Debra has the opportunity to play Lucy for real beyond Will and Grace, because I feel like she's been waiting for that, and I feel like it just must really burn her inside like it's burning the inside of fans right now, that the role went to Nicole. But you do make a great point. It is a drama. It's not funny. And, you know, if you were to say who's better suited for a drama, you would pick Nicole Kidman. So, you know.
Yeah, I see both sides. I see both sides on this one. Usually I'm like way hard one way or the other, and this one I'm very diplomatic with this one. I'm very fair about this. But yeah, I'm interested in this one. Very few films interest me these days, almost zero. But this one I want to see. It's coming out December 10th in theaters, and then a week later, I believe, or 2 weeks later, on
fast.
Prime. Yeah, so it's coming up. I guess it's a Christmas watch, perhaps. But anyway, that's that. Where can people hear or watch you over at Page Six?
Well, you can go to page6.com and search for my byline and see what I'm up to there. Or I post a lot of my work on my Instagram, so you can follow me at EvanReal.
Nice. And just a taste. I mean, we're talking about a lot of the same things, but you have you're chatting with the real figures that we're bitching about over here. You're talking with these people, you're interviewing them. So what can people expect?
I'm talking to Melissa Gorga tomorrow morning about Ultimate Girls Trip, so you can keep an eye out for that. I interviewed Kenya Moore recently, and more of my interview is going to be rolling out this week. And then I believe I am getting on a call with Sheena Shea from Vanderpump Rules this week. So yeah, lots of Bravo, lots of reality. That's kind of my thing. And one day maybe Britney. Now that she's out of her conservatorship, I'll get to talk to her. That's like the dream.
I know. I'm waiting for her to give some type of an interview. It's great that I like to think that she's finally back in play. Like, she was so off the grid and unreachable and untouchable. Now I'm like, okay,
maybe she can do whatever she wants and just talk to anyone. Maybe she can, like, I don't know, hop on an Instagram live, or I don't know. There's so many things that can happen.
Yeah, I need a full 2 hour in a rose garden sit down. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I need just to hear it from her own mouth. I don't really want to read a book. I really don't. I want a real interview, because it's so timely. Like, it's such a big story. So I'm hoping for that. Well, that'll do it. Thanks so much for coming on and being so open. And I feel like we got a great rapport. This is fun.
Oh my God. Yeah, of course.
Well, please follow Evan, check him out, and continue to support the podcast. It's holiday season. My favorite episodes are coming up. I will be doing my Thanksgiving thankful for and not thankful for in pop culture episode probably a little later. There's some things going on that I need to take care of, as always. And then hopefully I can get to which I plan to get to the holiday episode itself. So thanks, Evan, for coming on. And as always, we'll be back with more rants.
This has been Grant's Rants. Follow Grant on Twitter and Instagram at It's Grant's Rants. Cover art created by RealHousewives. Original theme music by Alexander Arntzen. The Grant Michael Collection.